far as I can remember, I've always had like a football in my hand and stuff like that, and been around just the game. And once I started when I was 6, that was just kind of became my thing every year. Can't wait till football season.
As a young baby, right when he started walking, he'd like to run around. So I knew that he'd be fast. I definitely knew that, but the path that he chose was unlikely because football wasn't presented to him like you would think. I was a football player, so I never made it an issue with my children to be football players. I mean, it wasn't forced on Antonio to play football. This was a love that he gathered on his own. He stayed after practice so many days in high school, catching passes, defending guys. He made it more of a point to make himself better. But you kind of got to have that mentality. Being, from St. Louis, that's the way we were taught to play.
Me and my brother were 4 years apart, so all the stuff that my dad was doing with me, he was doing with both of us. He would always say he was better than me, but we were two different types of football players. I was always kind of, lean. Growing up, he was a little chunky guy, so he played more line and middle linebacker, stuff like that, but he was really good. He was a hard hitter.
Had friends everywhere, he knew everybody. And he also was an awesome football player, so definitely a great kid.
As far as me, as I've gotten older, I like to be challenged by that next level of competition. It made me feel like family, made me feel like I was gonna be good here, and obviously like early chance, I would get an early chance to play, which is something that was big to me because like a lot of kids coming to high school, I didn't want to like sit out, take no time off.
Oh, he's a dog as a football player. You get him, you can guarantee he's gonna get you back.
When you meet him, he's such an engaging guy. His personality, his leadership ability, coaches, other players could not say enough good things about Antonio Phillips during the recruiting process, and then having a chance to meet his family and knowing that, man, Antonio Phillips is a great young man, comes from a great family, every quality that you could look for in a student athlete to represent your program.
He's my best friend. I mean, it's hard with him being away from school. I can't talk to him like I want to. But at some point every day, I send him a text message.
I get to Instagram, my messages was blown up, like way more than usual. Mind you, I'm still kind of half awake or whatever. So I click on one of the messages, and it was a childhood friend that was like really close to us growing up. First thing she said was, "Sorry for your loss." And like that kind of just, when I read that woke me up.
Early morning, I woke up to my wife screaming. I'll never forget it. The detectives told us that they think they had found our son. So it was all emotions all at once. I didn't really know how to think it. As much as I wanted it not to be true, I couldn't tell them that it wasn't true. So it was rough to not be able to be there with him. For him not to be able to be with us, it was a hard time for our family.
I know he was shot and killed. So I don't know details or anything, but I know he was murdered that way. Yeah.
A 16-year-old boy was killed in an overnight shooting. His name, Jason Eberhard. It happened shortly after 2 a.m. in the Carr Square neighborhood in North City. When police got there, they found his body in a parking lot. They say he was shot several times.
It's still like unsolved. Like I still don't know what happened to my brother that night, or who he was with, how it happened, nothing like that. That's the hardest part. Like whenever I think about it, and I try not to think about it just for that reason.
I won't ever get to see him again. None of us will. And we won't get to see him smile. He had so many hopes and aspirations for his big brother, and he just won't get to see him do the things that he wants to do.
The funeral was very, obviously it was hard. bringing back a lot of memories that we had in that moment. Trying to think of the good as I was seeing my brother for the last time. So far, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Had to close the casket on my brother.
I tell him that we love him and that we're gonna keep pushing on and we're gonna keep our family together and that I'll definitely see him again. That's for sure.
People sending texts, thoughts like that, and a lot of people don't even know how much that mean, but that mean a lot, just to know that you ain't going through stuff alone. And then, of course, once I got around all my brothers and stuff with the team, they don't even know how much that helped me.
We were going to be with him here no matter what, what role that we could play for him from a support standpoint. He knew that we were here for him.
With how much my family has helped me cope with this and go get through it, and still getting through it each and every day, I definitely think I'm helping them.
It's good to come down and see him do well and play. And we just, we want to keep our family close together, so. I always tell him, I need an interception. I need a pick this week. But this one was a little more special because he wanted to get one for his brother.
Before that game, and the day before in the hotel and all that, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I definitely gotta get a pick for my brother. That's what he would have wanted. And it happened. I just looked up and kind of imagined him smiling down on me yeah, you got that for me.
My wife and I, we had tears in our eyes. It was just a sentimental moment. It was great.
Definitely kind of that motivation in the back of my head, or who I'm playing for, and letting that build a fire in me. Know why you strapping it up, know why you strapping that helmet up, putting on those cleats.
It was always be first team MAC was the goal. This season, we felt like this was more attainable.
Film study, knowing the game better, having great teammates around me and stuff, it's all falling into place, and you kind of see some of the hard work results pay off.
He wanted to honor his brother with his play and his performance on the field, and I certainly think Antonio Phillips did that.
He's done everything else that he set his mind to. He's got that will.
If I'm blessed enough to be able to be challenged at the top of the top, where the best of the best play, be a dream come true. Really, a dream come true.
Given the opportunity and how competitive it is, at the next level in the National Football League, Antonio Phillips' work ethic, his toughness, not only physically but mentally, that'll give him a great shot to have a chance to make it.
My brother wouldn't want me to stop and give up everything I had worked so hard for up until this point. It's took a lot for me to get here, and he knew that. I know that. My family knows that.
And now he knows that it's even more important for him to reach his goal now because of the influence that he had on his brother.
Just trying to do whatever I can each and every day to make that right, and kind of live out a dream for the both of us.